spin, talk to your friends, and you forget what the damn point is. Keep on rambling, hope you will remember what am I doing when I'm singing a song for my podcast in a weird voice for some reason. But the damn point is... Hello and welcome to But the Damn Point Is. I'm your host, Sweet Daddy Germ, and the recording date today is April the 26th, 2020. It's a Sunday, and my guest today is the hilarious and strange Mr. Sam Mallett. Hi, Sam. Thank you for being here.
What's going on, Germ? How are you, man?
Living the dream.
How you been holding up with these?
It's been...
I know you're lying when you say shit like that. Literally everybody's lying when they say shit like that.
Yeah, let me see. What's a more...
So now I have to ask you,
Let's see, what's a better answer? I'm restless and bored, and I miss doing stand-up, and I miss hanging out with my friends. And for a person like me to say that is weird, because I'm always the one that's like, I could just stay home instead of... Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, where's Germ? I want to give somebody a big hug and cream my pants, but then you're not there.
Then you're just left with blue balls. I'm sorry.
And I get sad.
Yeah.
No, I'm left with Dylan.
Oh.
That's what I'm left with. Shout out to him. I'm be doing shout outs, man. That's gonna be my thing. I'm just gonna shout out to everybody. Shout out to myself.
Right.
I'm here. I'm having a great time. Happy to talk to you. Happy to talk to any comic.
Right. Well,
Been staying in touch.
I've been...
Sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah, it absolutely has been. I've just been keeping in touch on a very vague level with people. I haven't been keeping in touch as well as I should, honestly. I feel like
Same, 100%.
Yeah. Every week I'm like...
But that's me most of the time. So it's not like indicative of the times. That's just like my continued behavior.
Right.
But I have been trying to talk to comics more just because I'm not going out to Chico. I'm not seeing you guys at all.
Yeah, well, nothing is happening as far as comedy goes. It's peculiar.
No, zero.
It's very...
Yeah, and we've already talked. Everybody's already talked about like their projections for afterwards, and nobody knows. Nobody knows dick.
No.
Knows how people are going to act. Some people are going to want to go out. A bunch of people aren't going to want to go out. It might like freshen up the audiences.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because different people might want to go out that didn't want to go out to a show beforehand.
Right.
So there could be positivity in that case. Trying to find silver linings in all the bullshit.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, Don and I talked about that a little bit, and just like, are we going to have an influx of audience members during shows and open mics? That'd be awesome. If people are just...
I can only hope I benefit from this. Besides
Right.
$1,200 that I haven't gotten yet.
Oh, you're still waiting on your money?
I do feel I'm getting ahead. Yeah, I still haven't gotten that, but I'm still working. So I feel like I'm getting ahead in that sense. Whereas other people like aren't. I'm still getting money. Like I know their bills haven't stopped because mine haven't yet.
Right.
A lot of people can't work, so they're getting fucked, and I'm just like doing moderately okay. I'm actually saving money. Prices.
Amazing.
I feel like what was his name? He was the vice president during the Bush administration.
Oh, freaking...
Yeah, I feel like Dick Cheney
Dick Cheney.
profiting off of the Iraq War. I'm saving money during coronavirus.
Well,
stop looking at my phone. This thing's cancer. I know it is. Everyone says phone's cancer.
Well,
Keep looking at it anyway.
It becomes like a Pavlovian conditioning. You know, we hear
100%.
any notification at all, we reach for our phone. We have a millisecond of thoughts to ourselves. Yeah.
Who messaged me? Who liked me? Who likes me?
Right. Where can I find validation? Please, God, any validation.
one drop of attention, my kingdom for a drop of attention,
Right.
please.
You like post something and you notice that one of your friends in particular never commented or liked it, and you're just like, well, what did I do wrong? This motherfucker clearly doesn't care about me anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, first fucking hater, bro. That's what haters are. The mythical haters.
Hmm.
Love them. Haters in real life are different. They're just people who don't like you.
Right.
That might actually just be the definition of a hate. What a hater is. Damn it.
I think I'm the type
I
that people don't like me, but I have no idea that they don't like me. Because
I
I assume everybody at least finds me tolerable.
Yeah, everyone does. You're a really likable person. Like
Thank God.
you're very, very soft in not just like your demeanor or your physique, but in the way you step. You step softly. You don't just go trudging in like, oh, excuse me. I hope I'm not bothering anybody as I'm getting oxygen. I hope my air
Yes.
isn't taken away from somebody else's lungs.
No, no, no. I'll hold my breath. I'm worried about you. You look like you need more air. Uh,
Yeah, like
well, Sam, now.
clear.
What were you saying?
God damn it. Nothing. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now that you've validated me, that's the end of the podcast. I really want to thank you for being a part of it. I'm feeling pretty good about myself now, and
That's why people put podcasts on, isn't it? That's why I
that's
haven't tried to do one yet. It's like, do I need to just force feed my ego through using my friend's conversation? Like, I could just talk to them and have a meaningful time without trying to distribute it to people, but
no. Let's not be
instead,
ridiculous.
let's not be ridiculous. Look at me. No, but I would also like to be a part of that. Like, hey, everybody, please look at me. I need validation here.
Right. Well, I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, but I ended up doing something much more serious than I originally planned. I wanted to have a podcast where there was like wacky topics we would talk about, and movie reviews, and us doing little skits, impromptu skits and things like that. But I ended up, because of the quarantine, I ended up just saying, well, fuck it, wouldn't it be interesting to have a podcast where you just get to know a person? Um, so people that already know
Yeah.
you or any of my other guests can go ahead and listen, but strangers could listen and say, "Well, I got an idea of who that person is." And I don't know. I find that fascinating, and
That's And now that I'm learning that, I think I'm just gonna back out of here. I don't know.
yeah,
Let's not get people actually knowing me.
right. I
Uh,
figured I just would warn
they
you
should just
ahead.
know about the stage, my comedy, and that's it. But nobody knows what that is either. I don't even know what that is. Fuck.
No, I like your stage presence. I haven't seen anyone that has quite the same presence you do, my friend. So don't sell yourself
You
short.
you. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
You have your own dry and silly at the same time stage presence. It's you. You're just you on stage, but you're so likable and enjoyable that it adds something to your performance, I think.
Yeah, that's from a lot of effort and wondering like, what's gonna get people to like me?
Right.
What's cool, man? How do I? What do I have to say? It almost feels like social manipulation trying to be a decent person, because then you wonder if you're just doing it for the sake of people to enjoy your presence anyway.
Right.
Like, man, the protagonist, the person everybody likes, is generally nice to everybody. So if I just
Hmm.
do that, manipulatingly so to everyone around me, never break the veil
Right. But enough
of being
about me.
indecent. Yeah, but enough about me. But no, I found out from like a young age, from video games actually, that I don't think I can be that bad of a human being. It upsets me too much.
Yeah. Have a hard time
Yeah,
picking
I learned it from.
the evil choices.
Yeah, I think I might have told this before on stage, but it came from Fable One,
Hmm.
because if you remember the tutorial in that game when you were a little kid, there was a mission where you learned combat, and it
Hmm.
was like this bully beating up some little kid, and the little kid was like, "Hey, beat this bully up for me. He's beating me up." Or and the bully went, "Fuck that! Like, come beat up this little kid. It's so much fun."
Oh
And it's
no.
like, one's obviously bad, one's obviously good. And since I
Hmm.
already beat the game on good, I'm like, let's do this bad. I'm gonna experience this side of the game. This is gonna be
Right.
fun, right? It's
Hmm.
it's just like the other way. Who cares? And then started beating up the little kid. He got bruises on his face. And then when you win, the little kid goes, "Why does everybody keep hitting me?" And then I start, and then I started to cry in real life, like really hard,
Oh my
because
god.
I felt that. I was so sad.
You were like, that's like me beating up myself. That's not fun.
Exactly. Exactly. That's me
Jeez.
right there.
Yeah.
Why does everybody keep hitting me?
Well,
Emotionally, physically.
I'll tell you what I've learned about video games is if there's a dog involved, I'm always going to vote for the dog to
Oh,
live.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or if you like, I think is it Fable 2 where the bad guy like
Yeah.
kills your dog. I was like, well, if he's fucking toast. I'm not going to let him survive for sure. He's
Oh,
this
yeah. I
bad
know.
guy's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. And at the end of the game, you voted to get your sister back alive, who died at the very beginning of the game, which seems like necromancy at that point. Like she shouldn't be alive.
Right.
She's been dead since she was a kid, and now it's like however many Fable years in the future.
Right.
Like your dog just died. That makes sense. We can bring your
Hmm.
dog back, but who's this not person of your sister just hanging
Yeah.
around in the world now,
She's
as
just
opposed to saving like millions of people?
right. She's gonna have culture shock, not know what the hell's going on. Wait a minute, you have magic now. That's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah, you're 40,
Right.
and
You have the brain
I
of a
still have
12-year-old.
a. If you're playing Fable 2, you did have the brain of a 12-year-old. You're right. That game was not that great.
Right.
I'm gonna say it. Same with Fable 3. The
Hmm.
subsequent Fables kind of sucked.
They, I enjoyed the hell out of Fable 2, but it was my first game, and
That explains it.
Fable 3 was I don't know. It was its own thing.
It was weird. Um, One thing I liked about Fable 3 that I always remember is that there was, how there are weapons in the stores that were like different from the one that you just received
Yeah.
uh, in the game. There was one at the store called Mallett's Mallet.
Oh, there you
And
go.
that was awesome. Yeah. I was like,
That's
they made it for me.
right.
They don't know. They don't know who the fuck I am. But it was dope, so I used that. It did like extra damage to hobgoblins or some shit, which is stupid.
Hmm.
There were hardly any of them in the game, but who cares?
Right.
It's mine. It's my name.
That's cool.
Enough about that shit though. The hottest game out right now is Final Fantasy remake.
Final Fantasy VII remake. Yep, yep, yep. Which I still haven't
And I
tried.
need you to play that shit.
I know.
I need you to play that game.
I know.
If, yeah, in fact, I'm gonna send you the money for it. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I need you to play that game.
That's crazy talk. Well, I
Yeah,
gotta
because you
admit,
told me you.
yeah, I haven't tried it yet, and I was a big fan of the original, of course. 1997, January of 1997, that's when that game came out. I looked it up today because I couldn't remember the exact date.
I knew that it was a 97 just from the top of my head.
Did you?
The game has a thing about seven.
Oh, that's accurate.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I have like bro. I have an encyclopedic knowledge of that PlayStation One game. I remember where all the shit is,
Oh, I believe
and
it.
trust me, Final Fantasy VII Remake is custom tailored to people who loved and appreciated the first game. There's so many references just from casual conversations with characters.
Wow.
It's mind-boggling. Like the entire time you're playing it, you're overwhelmed with all of this inner referenced dialogue, uh, everything from the first game brought to life in 3D. Looks amazing. It
Wow.
looks great. If we don't get away from the topic of these video games, I
Yeah,
can talk about them forever.
nobody's gonna listen to this podcast because they're gonna get 5 minutes in and
Fuck
go,
no, you're gonna drop like eight. How many subscribers do you have? You're gonna have less than what you have after me,
right.
guaranteed.
There's a lot of people that are gonna unsubscribe. Exactly.
S-
So let's
Speaking of
see.
video games,
Yeah.
specifically video games nobody cares about,
Hmm.
I have one to talk about, which is I have been doing that Crawlcast
Mm-hmm.
lately, which is a podcast I've been doing with buddies of mine. Shout out to Brett and Ross, about this game Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup that I was actually going to try to get you to play too.
Oh, neat. Now,
Yeah, I've got.
is that the one that's
Who was it? You
kind of lo-fi as far as graphics and whatnot, or am I thinking of a totally different one?
lo-fi, the chill beats to study, relax to. What are you talking about?
I just mean the game isn't a the one I'm thinking of isn't a graphics driven or heavily graphics driven dungeon crawler, but maybe I'm thinking of a
No,
totally
it's like
different game.
it's like a 16-bit. It's like a 16-bit tile game,
Right, right, right.
but it takes some big brain energy to try to beat.
Cool.
Nate. I know you know Nate Tabul. I got him to play it. Shout out to Nate.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
But fine, fine, Germ. We'll get away from video games. Steer your own podcast.
It's been like 17 minutes of video games. So at this point people are probably they've already turned it off, so really we should just talk shit for the rest of the podcast.
I'm down. Did you ever play Diablo 2? Don't get me started, bro.
Oh man. So, did you say that you're back living with family now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I moved out of my old roommate spot because him and his wife are having a baby.
Oh, right, right, right.
The baby is now born, actually.
I see. So no chance they're just gonna give it away and ask you to move back.
I don't know if I'd want to move back. Like the only thing I'm missing from there is my cat.
Aw, you couldn't take a cat with you?
Uh, yeah, no, my family. Well, first of all, we have a dog in the house, and this dog is not very well socialized with other animals. Very sweet to humans. Like he's a sweet dude, but he just doesn't vibe with other animals very well.
I see. I
Uh,
see.
yeah, it is what it is.
Hmm. Well, I have the
I just wouldn't want him to do anything with the cat. Plus, my family doesn't want the cat here. They don't like cats.
right. Well, that sucks. Definitely
Yeah,
sucks. I've got.
some having right wing somehow communist.
Can you repeat that?
I said having right wing yet somehow communist parents.
What a strange combination. There you go.
What's the darkest part of the internet you've been on?
The weirdest part?
Yeah.
Let's see. There's this. I assume it's Japanese, but it might be some. It might be Korean or something. Video of a man who sits down on a chair that has no bottom, no seat, I should say, and
Okay.
this strange ball of stuff drops down through the hole, and it's not quite testicles, and then like a guy comes over and starts poking the strange thing that came out of this person, and there's like a woman there who's taking notes. uh, I don't know what the hell is going on in the video, but I find it
Is it a
strangely.
porno or like a medical
it's
explanation? I can tell from your description.
it's neither. It's like a short film or something. And he, oh
Huh.
yeah, the guy has really long nipples too. I forgot about that. They keep spraying stuff, and
That
there's
sounds
and
it's
there's a
important. Yeah.
woman. Now I'm remembering because my girlfriend's telling me about it. But there's a woman with a tennis racket swinging through the sprays of milk from this man's nipples, uh, and it's the strangest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But if I didn't want to give an answer like
Please.
that,
Yeah, do that.
uh, if I didn't want to give an answer like that, I would say cake farts is one of the weirdest things I've seen on the internet, which is the
I don't know
girl.
what cake farts is.
It's a girl in her panties, and
Okay.
I can't remember if she pulls her panties down or not, but she's literally just farting on cakes. Like her butt is right over or against the cake.
That
And it's one of,
sounds better than cake boss.
well, It is. It's
God, dude.
That's definitely
She's the real cake boss.
right. That's one of those things, though, that an 11-year-old kid finds accidentally, and for the rest of his life, he's into chicks farting on cakes, and he doesn't understand why.
That
Oh,
sounds like a video that only an 11-year-old could make up.
right. Oh, it'd be
The pretty
sexy.
lady and she farting on cake.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like a video a fucking 10-year-old made up.
right. It's like a Mad Lib
Uh,
just brought to life.
God,
Oh man.
those are weird, but I think I've seen darker shit.
Well,
Um,
I'm sure you have.
yeah, a couple cartel videos,
Ooh,
but I don't like seeing things like that though. That's the
no,
thing. I
I
don't
don't
like
either.
seeing gore. I don't like seeing any of this bad shit. I've seen like all the things I've seen were like unknowingly to me, like just scrolling down something like, oh, there's that, great.
Right.
Like a dude got his face blown off. A random picture of a dude shit on a baby. That was bad. That
That's
wasn't good.
freaking
I didn't like
insane.
that.
Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
I don't know the setup for it because it looked like it was set up like it was a room, a table. It was like someone designed a set. It was really weird. It wasn't like a casual, like badly lit room with a dude with
Weird.
his own. I don't know. I don't know. There's a story about one guy who worked at SeaWorld who seduced dolphins. That was weird to read. That was really weird to read.
Hmm. Now by
Yeah,
weird,
man.
by weird you mean
People are
arousing?
fascinating. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm just trying to feel that rubbery surface. Why do you think I go fishing? I don't most of the time. If someone invites me to, I'm like, yeah, I'll feel those scaly little bodies, all slimy. That's the best part, the slime.
Yeah, of
Like if I
course.
wish people, oh wait, I'm realizing people do make slime like all the time.
Yeah.
That's stupid of me. Through like, yeah, mucous membranes all over your body, like a couple of orifices.
Hmm.
This is fun. What else can we talk about?
Are we doing just a quick inventory of the of the human body?
Yeah, the mucous membranes attached to the juice cannon, and the juice cannon's attached to that flap of meat that connects to your butt.
Right.
I shouldn't be a teacher. You had
No.
Jesse Clark on. I think I'm just about as good a teacher as him. This is
Yeah.
educational.
Um, he has a bit of a better understanding of biology, I would guess. What with all his
Mm,
college learning.
mm, mm. That doesn't mean shit. You don't have to go to class.
Yeah, well, plus his degree is from DeVry, so I mean it hardly counts.
I learned all I need to learn about the human body from the good book, the Bible. I tell you, that's the
Right.
only thing I need to know. And what I at is that women are scary, okay, and you all need to fear God. And gays are bad for some reason.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
God gave us
Good Christian.
orifices specifically to put things into, and by things I mean the good Lord's word, alright? Put that in there.
That's the only thing that goes up there. I swear it. Who cares if I take the papers and mold them into what may or may not look like a penis? I'm shoving the word of the Lord up that orifice. You got
Now,
to use wax as a binder because when your body is warm and so the melting actually helps it slide.
the key is to
There's
use
probably some shit like that.
right. Oh man,
Someone definitely did some shit like that. People are weird.
people are weird. Who can keep track of all their madness for crying out loud? Uh, I was
Definitely not like licensed officials. We don't have those.
no, they're not.
Licensed professionals.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell
There's
you,
too many. There's too many people. Go ahead.
I I went to Walmart the other day to grab a few necessary supplies, and my roommate,
Why Walmart though?
uh, I don't know, I don't like it, but I went
Can't
there
beat those
anyway.
prices.
I guess that's part of it.
Because because like if you go to Walmart, you know what you're gonna see. Like the fact that you're telling me a story right now,
Yeah,
Bro, I went to Walmart. Here's what happened. Of course, something happened because you went to Walmart.
right.
Go to Target where decent people are. Go ahead. Sorry.
So my roommate or our roommate asked us to pick up 6 bags of styrofoam cups because she likes to use them for gardening. She has hundreds of damn plants out in the backyard. Uh,
But 6 of them?
yeah, 6 60 packs.
That seems selfish to me.
Well, the,
60 packs?
yeah,
That's what you wanted.
yep.
You know how selfish that is? What the fuck?
Well,
I would have told her to her face, no.
right,
You want that, you go buy it. You and have everyone look at you. Have everyone look at you while you're buying that shit.
right.
Yeah. Besides work, I have not been going anywhere.
Yeah,
But I will tell you, I'm really thankful that one, I can keep making money, right? But what's more important to me is that I'm seeing like my work friends
yeah.
and talking to them all the time at work.
Right on.
And that's something just to be able to see those people. Whereas most people can't even go see the people they want to. I can't go see my other buddy that's back in Chico from Tahoe. Shout out to David.
Damn.
I haven't seen him in and he's one of my best friends in the world, and he's in town in Chico. I see him because it's lockdown. I'm not going to go see him
It sucks.
out of love for other people. That's how it works.
Yep. Concern for other people's well-being. So you're not going to be one of the people having a giant party at the beach for spring break?
At Dylan Collins' house to do his podcast where you have to be there? No,
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, Dylan.
I love Dylan. Don't get it twisted.
No.
I love that dude. I have fun stories about Dylan too.
Are there any you can actually tell?
100%. Do you think I care? It's whatever I could tell you. The story I'm going to tell you is nothing close to as bad as what I could tell you. So that's why I'll tell this. This is so funny. Me and Dylan were in downtown Chico, and he had a friend with him who was like a coworker of his, with a girl that was into him, but he was not into her. Mm-hmm. Right? Already, that's a fun dynamic for a night in Chico.
Sure.
Not really. But Dylan was fucked up, and I remember him looking at her and just saying out loud to nobody, "I'm sorry, I can't." And I catch him because I'm sober. I know exactly what he's talking about. He's just responding to himself in his head like, "Can I fuck this chick?" That's what he and he responded out loud, "No, I can't."
No, I can't.
And she looks at him and goes, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, I can't believe like we're out here. This is fun." He just he had no heart in what he was saying, and she was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh no.
Just started busting up. I was so funny. That's not even the best part. We go to what was that burger place downtown?
Burger and Brews?
Yeah, it was Burger and Brews. What's the first word in the fucking name? We go there. We order some shit. We sit down. Dylan gets some fries. I get some fries. And then Dylan calls over a waiter, and he's like, "Hey, man, like I ordered a bread bowl. And the bread bowl didn't come with my shit." He's like, "Well, do you have a receipt?" Like, "No, I don't have a receipt. But like I ordered a bread bowl. Could you go talk to somebody so I can get the bread bowl?"
Right.
And he's pushing it hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay. I was like, "Oh, I just want my fucking bread bowl." Doing that. So the guy leaves. He squared in the face and goes, "Bro, I don't think I ordered that bread bowl." What, bro? He's like, "Yeah, I think I forgot." You've given that dude such a hard time. He's like, whatever.
Jeez.
Just didn't care.
Classic.
It was so
Dylan.
fun. Classic Dylan. I love Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. I do love that dude sincerely because like we started in Chico during the same week, and we were just kind of navigating things around, and he's doing infinitely more than anybody in the scene or was before all this shit stopped.
Right. He's been pretty lazy lately. I'm actually disappointed
Yeah, where are your shows, Dylan? Where are they? What happened? What happened to the grind, bro? Just gave up. Shake my head. These fake players out here.
right? Here we were so
Uh,
excited.
I know, but yeah, before all this shit, he was going the absolute hardest out of anybody in Chico. Then that's 100% just a fact.
Hmm.
But now what's up, playa? We're putting your next show sooner than mine. That's for sure. Um,
One
that's
of
fun.
one of my memories of Dylan is I can't remember exactly why we were meeting him, but we were meeting him in the La Comida and Unwind parking lot, and I come up to his vehicle to get in his vehicle. I think he was going to give me some money, some pay for a show. Uh, but I get into his vehicle, and he's got a 2.5 foot bong, and he's just taking hits in the middle of the damn parking lot in broad daylight. And I'm just like, Dylan, what the
Yep.
fuck are you doing? Hand me that. Just hand me that. Uh,
Yeah. Why do you think I love him? We get along great.
Fucking fun.
Yeah. Quarantine has not slowed down my weed intake. I don't think it's slowed down anybody's weed intake. What am I talking about?
No, I doubt it. In fact, one of the only places I go is to go meet up with the guy that I buy my weed from.
Oh, the guy you buy your weed from?
the
That's a
guy,
fun story, huh,
the
Germ?
yeah. So apparently,
The guy.
the other day I was meeting the guy whose name I'm not going to say on my podcast. This guy, no, we'll call him Bill, because I don't think we know a Bill.
That's my dad's name.
All right, we'll call him Sam's dad.
No, yeah, it could be my dad. My dad was
So,
selling germs some weed.
so I went to go meet Sam's dad to buy some weed, and while I'm waiting at this undisclosed location, Sam calls me, and I answer the phone. Here, full disclosure, Sam, I'd forgotten to save your number the last time we talked on the phone, so I
That's
didn't
cool.
know who the hell was calling me until the second time you spoke, and then I was like, oh shit, I know who this is. So,
Yeah, I heard that in your tone. Like
yeah,
I thought
hey.
it, I thought it, I thought your tone was, "Why are you calling me right now?"
No, no, it was very like, do I know you? Do I know you? Oh, there's Sam, I know you. But literally the second,
Hang up.
right? But literally the second thing out of my mouth is, "Oh yeah, I'm meeting Bill to buy some weed," and you were like, "Dude, just narc him
That's
out
my
out of nowhere."
dad.
Yeah,
My dad sells weed. What?
I like
Mom.
I like this version of the story better.
I know. It's way more interesting.
Right?
Why is my dad selling weed? What happened? Yeah,
Oh no,
this is what you do when you're gone?
this is why you're never home. Oh,
I'm fine with that. Keep selling weed, Dad. Keep the struggle going.
keep hope alive.
Stay black. Stay black, Dad.
So, uh, let's get to my 20 questions designed to get to know Sam Mallett better. Are you ready for that, my friend?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So, how have you been keeping sane during the quarantine?
Um, Mostly doing most of the same shit I do anyway. Like I said, I'm working. I'm still keeping up in communication with people. Playing a lot of video games,
Right,
which is pretty much the standard for me anyway, but it has increased with the loss of comedy, which is not good. Like I should be dedicating the same amount of time to trying to write material.
right.
That's just not happening. Like I thought of a couple new things. Some are some tired ass ideas. Like I was gonna make fun of the Twilight books, which how fucking easy is that?
Right. It's very poignant and current too to discuss that. So,
Is it? Yes.
I mean,
'Cause we all know people are getting sick. Their vampirism is a disease. Technically, it's yeah. It's how
yes,
people are dying.
it's fortuitous that you'd want to talk about sparkly love triangles.
And I want yeah. It's the worst book ever written. And I'm pretty confident in that. Like the worst popular book that's ever been written. People will say Fifty Shades of Grey. They're wrong. They're wrong. 50 Shades of Grey has a chick walking around a hotel room or whatever with a butt plug in, and that's just inherently kind of funny to me. I would never make somebody do that, but that's funny to me.
Well, it's funny to me that they consider that to be so risque and so kinky. Like, really? That's as far as you
Mm,
go? Hmm.
the average American girl, yeah, that's wild. To some people, that's like breakfast,
I've I've never
the
met a.
smaller population.
I was gonna say I've never met a girl that didn't appreciate a nice butt plug every now and again.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You could probably convince most girls about the butt plug, which is kind of what the book leads up to, is accepting the butt plug. I'm sure, because oh, he's a little rough, and escalates, and you're involved with this person, so it's not exactly you, but you're reading about it and accepting these ideas to where the butt plug will turn you on if you're a woman reading that book, right?
Right.
I'm assuming. I haven't read that. I haven't
Oh,
read Fifty Shades of Grey.
I haven't read
I
it
should,
either.
just as an example of what a bad book is, to know what bad writing is, so I don't imitate it.
Right.
And full disclosure, I did read all four Twilight books,
Oh my
j-
god.
to see exactly how horrible they are, and I can tell you 100%, it's the worst piece of shit I've ever read in my life.
Oh my
The
god.
worst piece of shit. That woman did not know what a thesaurus was.
No.
She had no idea what pacing was, or like the fact that you should like close up plot points. Like you should end and have a conclusion, or else they shouldn't be.
Right.
Don't write things that lead to nowhere. It was a mess. It was a fucking mess. And there's one specific thing I want to talk about that came into my head because of something else that happened in my life.
Oh, I'm
I
glad
don't
you.
want to tell the joke here.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask what your least favorite thing about the Twilight books was.
That's part of your 20 questions. That's
No.
part of your 20 questions.
No, never.
My least favorite. There's so many. Probably the worst part of the book is the author.
Yeah.
Probably that sums it all up. The worst is the fact that it was written by that person.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my god, was her name Stephanie Meyer?
Yes,
Why do I know that? Oh, I hate life.
everyone knows that.
That's so awful. There's no reason I should know that.
If this podcast didn't happen, you wouldn't have had to remember that. You're
Yeah.
welcome, Germ.
Yeah. See, I
That's
could.
that's what I do.
I knew I should have hung up after you said something nice about me. Damn it.
Yep. Lured you into a false sense of security. I'll make you remember things you didn't know that you remember that you don't like.
That's scary. Oh god.
Next question.
Next question. What do
Keep them
you
coming.
what do you think's the most memorable moment of the pandemic thus far? And that can be specific to your experience. That can be something you saw on the news or whatever you like.
I'm not going to talk about anything on the news just because it's all a constant stream of what it has been ever since that Trump took office.
Hmm.
It's been constant nonsense that like trying to cherry pick one thing out of it is like trying to choose the most ripe grape in 400 acres of vineyard.
Hmm.
It's not plausible. It's all the same shit. For me, the highlight has been uh, just literally Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can't talk about it enough.
Right.
I'm 100% serious. I've been waiting for that game for 12 years. It's
Yeah.
better than anything I could have hoped for. If you're listening and you liked Final Fantasy VII ML, get that fucking game. I'm not even joking. I'll come to your house. I'll make you
Right.
play it. Tape your hands to the controllers. Do it. That's me. I don't expect that to be most people's experience. It was probably like, getting to talk to my family more, figuring out my priorities and what I actually want to do with my life. Like,
Right.
I already kind of know. I just want to do comedy,
Hmm.
so I have to. Life's on wait then.
Right.
Life's on wait, and I'm just paying bills, going to work, and trying to enjoy myself.
Right.
What the fuck else?
Hmm. You applied for the 7-day free trial of life and forgot to unsubscribe.
Yeah, is that what infant, like, dead baby syndrome? Is that what that is? Is they decide like the 7-day trial is up, I don't want to subscribe?
Could be. Very
That's
well could
fuck
be.
this.
I
Fuck
just
this. Fuck this server. That's
Right.
what it is. All right, this one we're all lizards. Ooh, I'm gonna try this one. That's just what the different realities are in the multiverse. Logging in a different service, I'll try this one out again, you know,
Oh,
until you find one that's dope.
I bet it really is like that for people, or beings, I should say, that can travel interdimensionally.
If that's true, then our dimension has to be the worst. Like, bro, we have the one without magic. We have the
Hmm.
one without like monsters to fight. We don't have the one with super dope space shit
And we don't
going
have
on in Mars.
any kaiju or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like, hey, go to work and try to be nice to your neighbor. Fuck. That's our great calling.
Well, our great calling is procuring wealth, and it's a fun little carrot to hang in front of everybody. You know, what did you do today? Oh, I did my best to acquire wealth. That's literally what I do every
I did
day.
a good job.
Right,
I did a good job. But people don't equate it with that necessarily. I don't think the average American equates it with that. They equate it to providing for their family.
right. Which,
Which money, you need money to do that, but that's the prime directive, is to provide for their family. Imagine if instead of having to go to work and like work for say Target, there was instead just a wheel in your house that if you turned and and it generated electricity,
hmm,
and depending on how many revolutions the wheel spun, you received resources.
that would be great.
That'd be the same thing. That'd be providing for your family, but you're just spinning a fucking wheel in your house.
It's about the same thing.
People would be doing that. I don't even know what the point was of that analogy.
I don't know what the point of this podcast is.
That's
It's
probably, yeah.
it's here's the weirdest thing about recording a podcast when you're a nobody like me. Um, and I'm not even talking shit. It's the truth. I'm a fucking nobody.
You're
Um,
having a lesser nobody, me, on it. Thank you for the bump, germ.
yeah, well, I just figured, my career's going so well, I'd throw you a bone here, Sam.
Oh, thank you. What kind of bone are you giving me, germ daddy? Please don't give me that coronavirus, germ.
No, never ever.
Wear the mask.
But every time I record one of these, I'm aware of the fact that there's a very good chance nobody's going to listen, especially
That's fine.
at this point.
Especially
It's,
me.
it's, well, I'll tell you who I can guarantee listens. I guarantee you, Jesse listened to the first episode, Don listened to the second episode, Dylan listened to the third episode, and you will listen to this episode. So I always
I
have
think I'm gonna
one
try not to.
listener. You're going to do your best not to?
I'm gonna try not to. I
Okay.
don't want to.
You don't want to? Wow. That's
Cause
some.
no, yeah, because I'm not looking forward to hearing what I'm actually saying. This has been going on for what, 40, 50 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't remember saying anything substantial or,
No, neither do I.
anything worth noting.
I.
It's just been jargon
I just know there was a
from
point.
me.
Right. I just know there was a point where we'd been talking about video games for 17 minutes, and all I could think is, nobody's going to listen to this unless.
I know people who listen to that though,
Yeah, I guess you do. You're having a few people
but
listen.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's just my homeboy Ross, who's a video game programmer,
Oh,
designer.
bitchin'.
Yeah, he works for Ubisoft.
Oh, wow.
He's a AAA game studio,
Yeah.
and he makes his own games on the side. If you look up Pyrodactyl on Steam, that's his company's page, and you can buy the games that he made on Steam.
Hmm.
The next game he's working on, I'm really excited about because it's a strategy RPG that's inspired from Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem,
Whoa.
those series, which are some of my favorite games. Right, those are great games,
Hmm.
and it's set in space. And knowing this dude, he's been my DM for like Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that.
Hmm.
Uh, he is a fantastic writer. Like I refer to him as a modern Alexander Dumas, and I am not like trying to fluff him up when I say that. I mean it. Like the
Wow.
dude is really good, really good. Can set a setting and a tone with his writing in a very powerful way, and I mean that.
Wow.
So a great story on top of a combat system in an RPG that like I appreciate the format. I like those games.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm
Very
super excited about that.
nice. That's wonderful. What do you think is the most admirable trait in humanity?
Probably the ability to self-reflect and to let yourself know when you've done things that were wrong, like me talking about video games so much in this podcast.
Uh,
Because I don't know if animals can do that. Like, if can an elephant think to himself, like, man, I was a real dick to Jerry yesterday,
I don't
and
know.
adjust his behavior? I don't know.
I don't know either. Huh.
On their own accord, like you can train a dog, but that's doing it beforehand instead of the dog thinking, like, man, why do I have to shit in his shoes? I'll
Right.
I'll try not to. I'm being a dick, you know.
Yeah. There's that one very short Seth MacFarlane joke that's caveman times, and there's two wolves on the side of this camp, and one of them says to the other, "Hey, I bet if we do what he says, we can get him to pick up our poop."
They're not wrong, but at the same time, they lost their freedom.
Right.
Who wins? Who wins?
So, who is or rather, what is the most deplorable trait in humanity, my friend?
Hmm. That's an inherently interesting question because you have to make the distinction. You have to decide that it's not useful in any way, right? To be the most deplorable thing means that there's no applicability to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because my first initial thought about this subject was, what would you call it? Tribalism, like us versus them mentality. But when you think about it, as far as survival goes, that's not a bad thing to have if you're being realistic about it.
Right.
If things actually went to shit and you couldn't go to the grocery store and everyone was kind of out for themselves and you just had a small group of people that you had to look out for,
Mm-hmm.
that type of mentality could save your life. Like, there's a reason that we have that, is because on some level we've needed it.
Yeah.
And you can say whatever you want about, like, us being in a society and not needing these primitive functions anymore, and trying to abandon the beasts that we once were as primates, and be this new woke evolved thing. But at the same time, I understand why they're there. So what is the most innate deplorable thing? Probably the sickness that is pedophilia. Probably is the most deplorable thing that humanity can exhibit, because there's no applicable use for it. It's just kind of shitty and nasty,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no real justification for it.
Hmm.
That's probably the worst thing. Because, like, even war, on some level, you could say that, was World War II not necessary? Yeah, it was. World War II is necessary. We understand that.
Right.
We understood that war was the correct solution in that case, because a force was not going to stop doing what it was doing, was annihilating people. But if there was also a country full of pedophiles for some fucking reason, Saudi Arabia, then you could justify that it's, you know, that's probably the most deplorable thing humanity has.
I'll give you that. It's definitely a good choice.
It's not a nice one, you know. It's just mean. It's bad. It's bad juju. It's dark. You don't even want to talk about it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
You don't even want to mention the bad thing. It's like Voldemort. It's that level of bad
Right.
in real life.
Right. I missed the chapter where Voldemort touches the Gryffindor people, but I hear it was pretty fucked up.
Touch them sexually?
Yes.
I know he touches Harry at one point in the Goblet of Fire, and then, like, yeah.
Perfect.
No, I didn't know those things happened in those books, Sharon. That's crazy.
It's too late.
It's a big mood shift. They didn't do that in the movies.
No, they skipped them for the movies.
They
still filmed it.
That's
I don't know why they filmed it.
So, like, where does somebody go to watch? Oh shit!
Oh man, what makes you angry, Sam Mallett?
What makes me angry is me.
Yeah.
Yeah. My shortcomings, my failings are what make me angry most of the time. Yeah.
I see.
Like, if I fuck up doing something, I get mad. I don't get mad at, like, other people, but I very specifically do get mad at myself.
Right. You're a lot
To
harder
the,
on yourself.
oh, dude, it's so bad when I'm playing like a fighting game where like little inputs matter and you're just fighting one person. So if you're getting your ass beat, that's your fault, 100%. You're
Hmm.
just fucking up. If you're playing like Street Fighter or something against your boys or whatever, yeah, I can get mad.
Right.
But yeah, I keep it all to me. I don't break things. I don't. Yeah, that
Well,
makes me angry.
I hear you.
As far as like habits in other people, I hate people who drive the speed limit. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I fucking hate. They think they can just cruise and that they don't like everyone else doesn't have anywhere to go. Like as a society, we all don't agree. You can just go a little bit more,
Right.
and you're fine. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just to feel like you're an individual and laws aren't crushing you down.
Right.
It's 40. I'm going 45. Fuck you.
Yeah. Just
I'm living.
one little
Just a
tiny
little bit.
piece of anti-conformism.
Exactly. You just need a little bit. If you go the speed limit, I don't. I can't fuck with you because it says a lot about you.
So let me tell you about that. I once, speaking of people that don't drive, or rather people that do drive the speed limit and no
Right.
faster, I'm
Uh.
shout out to Ginger Daniels. I went with him.
Uh.
I went with him to Sacramento once, and I'm used to the trip to Sac taking like an hour, if that much. And he went the speed limit, and it took fucking 90 minutes to get there. And I remember thinking, "Good God, please drive faster. It is taking so long for us to get there." And I knew it was going to take even longer to get back. Oh my God! But
What a
he's a
piece of
great guy.
shit.
What a piece of shit.
What a piece of shit. Don't drive the speed limit.
Oh my God!
You inconvenience other people. You're just being slow for the sake of being slow. You're doing it for you and nobody else. That's what it is.
It's
Stop being selfish and go a little bit faster.
uh, I went to high school with him. I don't know if you knew that.
That sucks.
I don't know if
Was he
anybody
was
knows
he barely on time? Going the speed limit?
that. Oh man, we were both weird losers. It was good, good times.
Yeah, me too, man. Like there are even the weird people, and I didn't even go hang out with the weird people because I thought they were weird, but they thought I was weird. So there's like a standoff, this weird off between me and the group of official weirdos because I refused to accept it because I had friends like on the football team. Most of my friends were doing sports and shit, so I like had what I thought was like rubbed off, clout,
Hmm.
but that wasn't really a thing. School is awful.
Yeah.
Fucking hated all of it.
Ooh. So,
Hated all of it.
what gives you hope, Sam?
What gives me hope? Hmm. What gives me hope is the idea of doing comedy again and really putting the effort in. Because
Yeah.
especially after all this, it's what are my priorities in life? I know it's comedy, and I have to stop pretending that it's not.
Yeah. That's a great answer. There's it's so weird, and uh, I'm probably just repeating myself because I've probably said this already, but it's so weird not being able to come up with a bit and know that in the next day or two you're going to be performing it just to try it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've felt that already plenty of times.
Yeah, it's it's weird. I don't like it.
I know you think of that next Helen Keller joke, and you're just like, "Fuck."
Man, this is the one that would have gotten me on Conan. I'm sure of it.
100%. Because if anything, the joke is punching up Helen Keller. I can't wait to do the joke.
Right. So my mom said something. This is completely off the rails, but
I'm sure it's important.
my my mom told me that she was watching House Hunters
Oh
and
God.
was really enjoying this gay couple that was on the episode she was watching. And then she said to me, "You know, I think there are three sexes: male, female, and homo."
You know what? She's putting in the effort,
Yeah,
and
she really
I'm not going to
is.
fault her for adjusting her thinking. Perhaps not all the way, but it's a little
Yeah.
bit. You have to be able to give people
Oh my God.
at least you're trying. You gotta give people that badge sometimes. At least you're trying. You're not there yet, and you can't expect people to be. And people who are like that are uh, just kind of unrealistic and needy.
There you go.
Like, no, mom, you have to do it this way. This is the only way you're gonna be able to go out in public. No, she'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. She'll learn some more words. She'll figure it out.
I agree
She's on
with
her
you,
way.
though. She's definitely trying, and I'll accept that.
Yeah, my mom won't even say shit like that.
No.
No, she knows that gay isn't a gender, but at the same time, she doesn't fuck with any LGBTQ, what the
Hmm.
fuck barbecue kind of shit.
Right.
No one in my family really does.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
like
weird.
I'm the most left, pretty much in the family, except for one other little sister I have.
Hmm. What gives you hope? I already asked it again. You want to answer it
Yeah,
again?
no. Next question,
Sorry,
bro.
God. Super professional around here. Uh, what makes you laugh, my friend?
When other people fuck up.
Shit, obviously.
Next question, bro. No, but so much shit makes me laugh, man. In fact, my dog's barking in the background doesn't, but it is like, yeah, when people fuck up, when people get hurt. Okay, this sums it up. This will sum it up. Have you been seeing articles about people who have been denying coronavirus, dying from coronavirus?
Yeah,
That shit is hilarious to me.
right. That's
As opposed to people like the bus driver in New York who was scared of the coronavirus and then died. That's just a sad story
yeah,
because he was doing his job and got sick, and that's horrible. But the people who are saying like it's a hoax, fuck that, I'm keeping my church open, they
right.
die. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's funny to me.
that's cosmically funny.
Even if the person, yeah, but the person died. I get that. It's hilarious.
Right.
I understand they're dead, 100%, and that their families are sad, and that's still hilarious to me. I don't care. Don't don't suggest you know something when you don't.
Right.
When idiots pay their due recompense, that makes me laugh a lot, a lot.
There you go.
I know that sounds really like highbrow and shitter of me, and yeah, you're right. But I don't care. That's so funny to me.
All right. Well then, what makes you cry?
Oh, dude, there's so much that makes me cry. Like I'm really sensitive. Like those videos online of like, here's a dog that was abandoned and it's
Hmm.
so starving and sad, and we take the dog and now the dog's doing better and look how happy the dog is. Throughout that, I'll cry.
Yeah.
Easy, easy. What makes me cry? Toy Story 3. Like
Yeah.
shit that works on people makes me cry.
Right.
I'm kind of a soft, easy target for that.
Yeah.
I'm what you would call in the medical field a little bitch, right?
That is the technical term.
Yeah. I usually don't cry about like things that happen to me in my life
Hmm.
though, but like things like that, like those videos and movies with meaningful stories, or
Right.
what's that one movie, Grave of the Fireflies? Fuck
Hmm.
me.
I've not seen that one.
Try to watch it without crying. If you watch that movie without crying, you're a fucking sociopath and you should be locked up. I mean that. I mean that. That's not a joke.
Oh, I believe
If
it.
you get through that movie, you fucking sociopath, man. But yeah. Uh, Next question, bro.
Jesus. What is your favorite word or phrase and why?
Punk ass bitch. I love it. There's so many different angles because it's a three hit combo. If you can think of trying to navigate a social situation
Hmm.
like you would a fight, it's a three hit combo. Punk ass bitch with that right hook ending it's
Right.
so good.
I
So not
got
only
you.
are you a punk, that has its own connotation to it. You're a fucking punk, which means you're a little shit. You don't appreciate nothing, and you don't do anything good for nobody. You're an ass. It just means you're kind of a dumbass, dude. Like you do dumb shit on top of being a fucking punk, and you're a bitch.
Ooh.
You're a punk ass bitch, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, but what's your favorite word or phrase? Enough about me. Um, just invite you on my podcast so you can talk a bunch of shit to me.
I thought that's what this was.
No, it's after that you talk shit about me when I'm not around to hear it.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was talking to Dylan.
Dude, Dylan talks some shit. I tell you that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I don't think he talks enough shit. Like he talks some hard shit. He talks hard shit on his podcast. Like they're naming names and shit. I don't think they name enough names. They could burn more bridges and be more fucked up about people.
Yeah, why don't
Between
they?
Dylan and Jake, like yeah, they could be doing more.
Right. Talk about sociopaths.
Yeah, I want to be on that podcast because it's fucked up that Dylan is like the more reasonable out of any pair of people, and that's what's happened on that podcast,
Oh, that's terrifying.
right?
Oh my
It's
god.
great.
Dylan's a sensible one. Oh dear.
Dylan's the sensible one out of the two. That's
I just I just imagine orangutans swinging from chandeliers and the place being on fire. Just
shit flying everywhere.
yeah. Somebody let
Yeah,
a shark into the living room for some reason. Yeah.
Jake's putting on blackface, whatever he does.
Sure. He arrived in blackface. He drove over in blackface.
It's not racist. He says, not me.
Jeez.
It's super racist of Jake. God.
uh, what's your favorite movie, my friend, and why?
I honestly don't know. I've been saying for years, and my favorite movie has been Sunshine,
Hmm.
which is the spiritual predecessor to the movie Moon, which is also very good.
Right.
Uh, the point of the story is that the sun. First of all, the story doesn't make sense in actual sciency world, like real life shit. But whatever. It's a movie. The sun is like dimming out and causing the world to go into a second ice age, and
Whoa.
so all of the Earth creates a giant ship that's holding a megaton bomb the size of Rhode Island or something.
Whoa.
That's they're going to drop into the sun and ignite it,
Hmm.
and shit fucks up on the way to the sun. It's just this crazy thriller. All the characters are unique and have their own things that happen to them, and it's just I don't know. I thought it was a really good movie.
Cool. Very
I
cool.
like space. A lot of the themes in it, life, death. What would you sacrifice for other people? It's good.
Nice. I definitely. I have seen Moon and I loved it. I like Sam Rockwell. He's
Oh yeah,
pretty dynamite in everything he's in.
yeah. I changed my name on Facebook to like my nickname to Sam Bell because from Moon, that's
Right.
the character's name, Sam Bell.
Right.
And that movie was great. And he had a robot.
Yeah.
I want a robot.
Yeah. Me
My
too.
name is Sam. Where's my robot?
Who voiced it? Kevin Spacey?
I don't know.
Now I gotta look it up.
I don't know. I don't know shit.
So, Sunshine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, none of this newer movie shit. Like, oh, Marvel.
I'll tell you
No.
what we've been watching, my girl and I. We've been watching the new Twilight Zone, hosted by and probably written by Jordan Peele of Key and Peele.
How's that been?
It's been really cool so far. They're using the hour-long format instead of the half-hour format that the majority of the original series went with.
Hmm. I like the half hour format because it forces them to tidy everything up
Yeah,
in a reasonable amount of time. An hour is too much. You can have too many lingering scenes that, I don't know, take away from it. It's harder to sit through, in my
right.
opinion. Next question, bro.
Oh my god, am I hanging out talking with the Adonis?
No, but Mitch Valentine was on his podcast. That was crazy.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet, but I imagine it's absolutely
I
insane.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something for sure. Sure, it's worthy of a psych evaluation.
So I was right. Kevin Spacey voiced the robot in.
Oh, we're still on that.
No, I was because I bothered to look it up.
Okay.
My apologies for.
It's your podcast, man. I'm just ahead of you on it. Like, skip forward two
Do you
minutes.
want to record the next episode? I'll
No.
just chill out. Yeah, it's weird. Sam's all of a sudden hosting your podcast. No, it's his now. It's his.
I'm gonna change the name. It's called "This Is My Podcast" now.
Oh shit, so aggressive.
I know. Next episode is gonna be a diss track. I'm gonna pay some rapper.
So let's go to favorite song, buddy. What's your favorite song and why?
Favorite song? God damn it! There's so many. I can't dilute it down. I can hardly do favorite band, and you're going to give me song.
Well, you can just pick one of many. That's fine.
I love the song. I love the song Tetragrammaton by the Mars Volta. That's also a 16-minute song,
Whoa.
and I don't expect anybody to listen to it
Huh.
ever.
I've not heard it.
I've tried to get people to listen to it, and they just won't. And that's completely reasonable. It's a 16-minute song. I can go fuck myself with that song. That's the real answer.
Are you a fan of long songs, my friend?
Only if they're good.
Only if they're good.
Yeah, I think some long songs kind of suck ass.
What
I
ab-
think Stairway to Heaven isn't very good.
what about Inagata Devita?
I can vibe to that.
Nice. It is 17 minutes and 5 seconds long. The album version.
That's
Which
fine.
which if you hear Inagata Devita, you'll know that's too long. That's that's
There's a
longer.
32-minute song by the Mars Volta called Cassandra Gemini
Good God. How do you make it through the whole thing? It must be like
because
listening
it's
to a.
most of the album.
That's what I was going to say. It must be like listening to a fucking opera or something.
It has ups and downs, parts you don't really have to pay attention to.
Hmm.
There's
Fascinating.
like there's acts, so to speak, within the song. It's a good song.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool.
it's not even the best album they have though. The best album the Mars Volta has is called The Bedlam and Goliath, which is 100% worth looking into. The entire album is based on their experience that they had with a Ouija board that eventually went awry.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because when they were first talking to it, they would ask it questions and it would respond. But then it started asking for things, and then it started making demands at them, like a body to inhabit.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they eventually had to. Um, a bunch of bad things happened to them. Like a bunch of songs got deleted. Their studio flooded. One guy's wife had a miscarriage, and another guy had to have emergency foot surgery
Oh, wow.
on like a very short amount of time, and they all got freaked out.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
and
wild.
the album reflects those experiences, and it's just a very powerful album. I don't know how to explain it. It's very good.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing.
I know you don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. This is
Like
this was a mistake,
this
clearly.
this is the part where I'm complimenting you, so you're like yes, very okay. Back to
Mm,
me.
yes, more about me though, Sam.
Speaking of songs, Jerem, you personally remind me of Barney, who was a very talented vocalist.
Oh, thank you.
I love you.
That's is that what I sound
You
like?
love me. That's what you sound like, and also that's like things you would say.
Things I say. Sounds about right, yeah.
The Barney of the Chico comedy community.
Oh,
Not in a bad way. I watched Barney as a kid. It made
right,
me happy.
right. Well, I do appeal to children. That's my primary audience, so.
Yeah, you're not really the brothers Karamazov, but you have your own thing going on.
What about books, man? What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is The Count of Monte Cristo.
Nice.
It's a fantastic book.
I've not
It's
read it.
probably a perfect story. It's probably a perfect story.
I've seen the
I'm
films.
throwing that around, but fuck the film, dude. The film didn't even. I'm sure it's a good movie. I haven't seen it. However, I know for a fact it doesn't cover characters that such integral parts of the story and are so powerful that I took a lot from that I just couldn't bring myself to think the movie's okay
I
as a
see.
comparison.
Well, that's fair.
It's such a good book. What else is good? The Three Musketeers was a really good book, very good book. Crime and Punishment was really powerful, but it made you feel weird when you
Hmm.
finished it. Yeah, I like a lot of the classic stuff, high literature. I don't know about that, but I'm trying to read
Cool.
better stuff. I used to read like a lot of atheistic books when I was like 19, and I was really fucking edgy.
Hmm.
A lot of Stephen Hawking. What's his name? The guy who wrote God is Not Great. Christopher Hitchens. I read a lot of Christopher Hitchens.
Cool. Very good.
Used to. Yeah.
Right on. What is something that makes you excited right now?
Something makes me excited right now. I don't know. The idea of eating food, petting my dog. I don't know. There's not much to be excited about. I got to go to work tomorrow early ass in the morning,
Ugh,
and
gross.
I got to wake up at 4 in the morning to go to work. So
Jeez,
that's looming over my head.
that's brutal.
What am I excited for? I don't know. Nothing. At the moment, nothing. I'm excited for when I can go tell jokes again. That's pretty much fucking it.
Oh my god, me too. I can't wait. Let's see. What were you like growing up, buddy?
Really awkward.
Yeah?
I was quiet most of the time unless I had an idea of being able to like say a joke super quick to try to get like steal some attention from the room. So I did because I didn't know how to like navigate, uh, conversations normally.
Huh.
Yeah. Uh,
Do you suffer from social anxiety or were you just kind of awkward in general?
well, I don't know. I haven't been diagnosed with shit. Do I feel anxious in public? Yeah, sure, but nothing like insanely too crippling. I have not I wouldn't call it a mood swing, but sometimes I'm more sociable and sometimes I'm not.
Right. I understand that.
Alcohol helps. Sometimes I want to go around and give everybody a big old hug when I see them, and sometimes I don't want people to touch me.
Right. Fair
Like I've had to tell
enough.
people when they come up and it must be confusing for other people
Hmm.
because I'll walk and be like, "Hey, give me a hug, you motherfucker," and then like the next time I see them, they'll come give me a hug, and I'm like, "Dude, like don't touch me,"
Hmm.
and like I don't like being like that. I don't like being aggressive to people and be like, dude, please don't touch me. Like you gotta ask. And sometimes I'm not like that. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I'm being judged. Like this is a therapy session I didn't ask for.
Well,
Do I have
previous.
to pay you money at the end of this?
No, you. I have to pay you money. just for
Yeah, pretty sure.
just for listening.
Hmm.
Previous
You're
guests
drawing.
have said that it's like a job interview.
It feels like a job interview, but I know there's nothing at the end of it. Like there's no job to get. Like I know the position's filled.
Right.
Like, fuck it, I'm bored. Come on back here.
You're like, this is a formality. You're definitely not going to get it, but we do want to waste your time anyway.
So, kid, what can you do?
Right. What do you have to
Feels
be?
very down putting, very
Hmm.
derogatory, very aggressive. I feel like you got a gun to my head this whole time.
No, I mean, pretty much, for the most part. Well, since we talked about you, what were your parents like growing up?
For me growing up, or their childhoods.
Your childhood with them raising you. What were they like?
Dad was gone a lot for like work specifically. He'd be gone most weeks. So it was just me and my mom hanging out, and it kind of got to where she was sometimes more of a friend than a parent,
Hmm.
but still very protective. Like I still didn't go out a lot, but when I did, it was like what, especially when I was older, it was like they stopped caring. Like they knew I was going out to parties sometimes, and they just like whatever, which I get is normal for boys because like they won't come home pregnant.
Right. I mean, usually not.
But yeah, it was kind of sheltered. It didn't allow me to wander about the neighborhood as much as I would have personally liked.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I was just set loose on the world when I was a child.
I envy that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, according to their rules, like if they stepped out the front door and they couldn't see me immediately, like I was already too far,
Right.
which doesn't make any sense. Like, so I can be in front of the house, and they're like, yeah, this is like the '90s where things weren't that crazy yet. You know, like people just let their kids loose in the towns. No one cared.
Right.
But I was still like pretty much where people are at now with their kids. That's what my childhood was like. It's kind of weird.
Huh. So a little overprotective. Now,
A little overprotective, inside a lot, which meant I wanted video games.
right. And you got
If I couldn't go
good at
out,
them.
what am I gonna fucking do? Stare at the wall? Like you gonna make me read the Bible? My parents didn't read the Bible, but they wanted me to read the Bible. No,
That doesn't seem fair at all.
doesn't seem fair. To be fair to my parents, I asked them when I was 8 years old if we could stop going to church because I was going to church when I was a little kid.
Uh huh.
Just some Christian church in town. When I was 8 years old, I asked them, "Can we stop going to church?" And they're like, "Yeah."
That's awesome.
And we stopped going to church. Yeah, because they didn't want the church begging for money, and I didn't want to go to church anymore.
Nailed it. Good job.
Perfect. So that's how I got my whole family to go to hell. Next up is everyone else's family.
Yep. That's the next step. You can do it. I have faith in you, Sam. I have faith
Yeah,
in Sam and little else.
faith in me as opposed to faith in the Lord will get you. At least you can see what you believe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. At least I can see when you disappoint me. I don't have to just. I don't have to
Instead of
just
just being
wonder.
mad at
Right.
some abstract concept.
Yeah.
That's much more likely that I'll disappoint you as well.
Right.
It's like I told you I was going to disappoint you, and I was right, bro. I work in mysterious ways.
Fucking
Not
A.
very mysterious. I tell you I'm going to fuck up, and then I fuck up. Very straightforward,
See, I feel like
dependable.
that's a God you could trust. He's just like, hey,
Exactly.
I'll be honest, I'm
Why do you
not
think
gonna
all the
do.
old gods were fucked up?
Right.
Why do you think Zeus was turned to a goose and fucking people? Because people were talking about things like that. They came from our imagination, so of course they would do things that we would do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 'cause some dude, guaranteed in bullshit Rome, Greece, or whatever, was like, that's the ladies' pond over there. People will beat me up if I go over there, but like, man, if I could magically turn into like a bird, no one's gonna be mad about a bird. Like, hey, maybe just come over and get some bird dick. I don't know, fuck. And Zeus did that in the story. So definitely somebody had that thought. 100%. Like if I turned into a bird, I'd give it some good bird dick and fly away. Who cares?
Nailed it.
It was still me. Nailed him again. Then you get some demigod babies, and you just get some more good exposition from that.
Right on. What a great
It's all
idea.
all part of God's plan. Drake by God. God's plan by Drake starts playing. Yeah. I can't do this on my own. Hey.
So, what are you most proud of about yourself, buddy?
The fact that I started comedy. And at the very least, have been doing it for close to 3 years now, steadily.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first time I did stand-up comedy was when I was 19 in Santa Barbara. I don't know if you've heard this story.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I was living in Santa Barbara with my homeboy David at the time. Shout out to David, still doing shout-outs out here in 2020. I was living with my homeboy David in Santa Barbara, and we were in Isla Vista, and we would go to this coffee shop, Java Jones. We would go there every fucking day from when they opened till after they closed. We were there every
Hmm.
fucking day. That's where we hung out. It was like a block and a half from the campus at UCLA.
Whoa.
No, not UCLA, UC Santa Barbara.
There we go.
Yeah, we were in. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, and they started to have an open mic, and the open mic happened there one time, and I just, I had always been listening to comedy from, especially a teenager. I was obsessed with Bill Hicks. I
Yeah.
would listen to Hicks albums on repeat for hours and hours and hours and hours while I did other things.
Hmm.
And I've just been wanting to do it. And my homeboy David finally convinced me to go up there and try it.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And somewhere there's, I think on Facebook, there's still a recording, a very, very shitty recording of my first time going up. And it is bad.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible. There's nothing in it is good. It's just shitty. It's morose.
Wow.
I don't think I had any actual punchlines. I didn't know how to formulate a joke. It was just all dog shit.
Huh.
But I had done it like 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row, and I was approached by these two guys who were putting on these shows at the community center, where they said that people from not Adult Swim, Comedy Central were showing up all the time to try to scout for comics and put them on stage. And
Wow.
they offered me half an hour when at most I had 0 minutes of good shit. You know what I mean? I had nothing. I've been doing 3 weeks fresh, and like, we want to give you 30 minutes, kid. And I was
Holy
blown
shit.
away because they had taken that project to create something bigger that I think was like comedy dynamics. It was something like that,
Oh
and
wow.
they were in their budding process of like getting that together. One of those things. I don't remember the exact name, but I followed them on Facebook for years and saw that they kept making it bigger and doing other shit.
Cool.
So I fucked up by not following that because a week after I got horribly sick and had to come back up to NorCal
Oh
to like
no.
get this thing dealt with. Yeah,
Wow.
and I didn't do comedy again until like 3 years ago. I started doing it in Chico,
Wow. Where was your first mic? Do you remember? Here?
Studio in.
Nice.
Yeah,
Not bad.
yeah. That is also, if I don't know if it's a question, but that's the biggest regret of my life is having that break between when I was 19 to when I was like what 27, 26.
Wow.
Because if I had somehow found a way to stay there in that group and gone with it, cannot even speculate as to where I would be as a comic.
Hmm.
Can't even fathom. And that's the thing that I hate the most about my past, definitely.
Damn.
Yeah, is that space of time where I was just working and not doing shit. Just a wash in a sea of life that was just shit until I started doing comedy again and found what I think is a good purpose. There's worse pursuits.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, how do you think comedy's changed your life? And you can treat it as you doing stand up or comedy in general, however you want.
It's helped me give a fuck less about people, well, while at the same time broadening my horizons for people I do give a fuck about. As far as like getting to know all people in the comedy community who are fantastic, and letting other people who don't know about comedy and who don't understand it, who aren't interested and don't understand what shows are for and the point of it,
Hmm.
not letting their opinions bother me as much anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, like if somebody is just gonna hate a show, that's what they're there to do. They would have hated it regardless,
Right.
and to pay into that and to let it bother you is just the worst shit you can do.
Well, I can't disagree with you there at all, buddy. Well said.
Blah.
So, which bit of yours are you most proud of?
Fucking none of it. None of it. Like, um, I don't know, man. The one about my dad choking me and then making it sexual, maybe, because that's like I know. I think it's funny.
Will you say the bit?
But actually proud. Will I say the bit? That's pretty much just the bit. Like like one time my dad choked me, but don't worry about it. It was definitely sexual. That's the whole bit, pretty much. It
That's
was,
good.
and even then, I don't think I should be saying it anymore because I've overused it.
Hmm.
After this quarantine, especially, I'm not gonna go try to tell all my old jokes. Fuck that. Like that's not the way to do this. Imagine everybody goes back and just starts telling the same jokes that everybody's already heard. No one's gonna care.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be happy at first, but then like it's just gonna go right back to where it was. That's how you're gonna tell how the scene is going to react as a whole. If everybody's doing the exact same jokes, the scene's gonna go down the shitter. It's gonna start to disband. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass in a big way, but I'd be really upset if everybody was just telling the same tired shit with this opportunity to get to be with yourself and your
Right.
thoughts, to be able to come out with something decent and new. Even if it's not decent, at least something to try out, you know?
Yeah.
If you come out with nothing, then like you really weren't doing shit or you really don't care about comedy.
Right.
And it's just a fucking hobby. I understand for some people it's just a fucking hobby. For most people that are probably doing it, it's probably just a fucking hobby.
Yeah. I would.
And there's people who are actually trying to get it.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna try to work on that, improve myself, try to actually get it instead of just being like, you know, I guess I could do a show sometime if somebody asks, but whatever.
Right. Well, good for you. Nothing wrong with having some motivation.
I still haven't done anything with it, so
Yeah, well, talking about it's all that matters.
that's all that matters. You don't have to do anything. You can just lie there as you're dying and go, I sure did talk a big game.
Right.
I talked about so much. What about that thing I talked about and never did? Man, that would have been cool.
That would have been so cool. Exactly.
That would have been so cool. So cool.
So the last question is kind of a fun one.
Oh boy.
At least I think it is. If you could have any superpower, including one you yourself make up, what would it be?
Okay. I have listened to all your other podcasts and the ones that everyone else has said because Jesse and Don both basically said very similar ones, basically to navigate social situations, right?
Right.
Which is just like talk better.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you don't need. Yes, that's a superpower you can have. You can also work on that. So starting out, let's get rid of all bullshit powers. Like, man, if I was just a little bit stronger, like I'm not going to say that because I could just go to the gym. I'm not going to say super smart. That's basic, and I could just read a fucking book, bro.
Right.
You want a superpower? Go fuck yourself. Here's a superpower. I want a superpower where I negate actions from being occurred against me.
Ooh.
As in, I'm walking down the street, a homeless man who's high off his brain on crack or whatever the fuck decides to come swing at me. No, he didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he comes, starts to swing at me, and then suddenly he's standing where he was before he decided to swing at me.
Right.
Because he didn't swing at me. Because it didn't happen. Because the action of him going to swing at me was negated. It didn't happen.
Like
The ability to negate actions directed towards you. So you can just you're the fucking invincible man, dude.
Oh, that's
If
not a bad idea.
somebody shoots at you from a mile away. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. A car was going to careen into you. No, it didn't.
Now, do you have to make a conscious effort to?
No,
No, it just happens.
it just happens.
Well, fuck. That's
To
awesome.
my perspective, I'm just walking along my day, not even noticing what's happening around me.
Just everything's great all the time.
Everything's great all the time. Yeah, I negate anything that is going to be directed towards me that could be considered, dangerous or a misfortune. 100%.
Wow.
If you come at me with like, I wish I talked good. Okay, that's cool, dude. Have fun talking. Like, you could read a book on that. You could watch some YouTube things. Like, oh man, if I just ask people what they're into. People get excited, and suddenly that's how conversations work. I don't know. Instead of figuring out how to read people like a human being, Jesse, you could just come up with a real superpower that actually feels, I don't know, super to any extent,
Right.
like that, to negate any misfortune that's directed towards you. That's what I choose.
Well, that's a fantastic choice, man. Then thank you for explaining it further. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't need me to.
No, no, I like that. I like the explanation. Because I mean, I assumed I understood, but now with your explanation, it makes more sense. So you made it through the 20 questions, and you made it through us babbling,
Oh
and
God.
me not being a very good conversationalist. But thank you so much for listening and
Are you
talking with
sure you don't want to talk about video games for another 4 hours?
me. Well, whether I do or not, we shouldn't for the podcast.
For the sake of other people, you're right.
Well, thank you for being on the show, Sam. I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank you for having me, man. It was great.
Fantastic. We'll see everybody next time.